Welcome. Thank you for everybody attending. Today is April 18th, and we are in a coherence meditation, our weekly coherence meditation with Seth.
All right. Yeah, maybe give a few minutes here, not even just a minute or two for others to join. And yeah, hello, everybody. It's great to see you. Everybody's got their picture, their video open, so it's wonderful to see the faces and feel the heart. So thank you for that. If anybody wants to put in a chat where in the world they are, feel free. If not, no worries. All right. We'll give it 30 more seconds. Okay, nice, Pat. Yep. Ooh, I wish I was down there more often. Mexico.
Ooh, that's nice weather down there. I'm over in Phoenix.
Mm.
We're starting to get hot here.
Yeah.
I moved into the new place, and we've been waiting for our pool to warm up.
You got to come up to Maine and just jump in these cold streams or the ocean. You'd love it. All right. Well, before we begin with the meditation, I just wanted to announce that we're going to be focusing on topics for each meditation because, Greg and I were talking about this earlier. A lot of the work that I do around this is I do the same things over and over because my intention is to build neural architecture that overrides maybe old stuff from the past or whatever. And it allows me to be more conscious of consciousness, of the force of reality that is everybody and everything and allowing us to be here. And the more I build habits of being able to focus on that, the more it just becomes this experience that is so profound and so humbling at the same time. So if you guys have ideas for topics, just put them in the chat box. And then all the other platforms that this is streaming to, we know that you can't write to us in Zoom, but it's fine. Just put it in the comments if there's topics you'd like us to cover. And I'll go to those platforms and get them. And yeah, so and if there's not topics that people want, I'm going to stick to more of I don't want to use the word medical, but almost like a naturopathic approach to these heart brain coherence meditations, where we'll be working on different systems of the body, systems of the body that maybe haven't gotten enough self-nurturing and love that they could be. And just by bringing awareness to them and relaxing into it and getting to this point where you start to tune right into the innate intelligence of your body, which contains profound inherent energy that is as ancient as could be, while at the same time is into the quantum eternal freedom of forever. So really exciting when you think about it. And then when you kind of get into these areas of strengthening the systems of the body, those organs, those glands, all the different things start to release this innate intelligence that I'm referencing. And your energy levels just start to amplify. And you get really good at not feeding into the stuff that holds you back, while at the same time really empowering your whole being to be something that deep down we all know is possible, but that we haven't necessarily focused on because we weren't ready to, but now we are. So today we're going to focus on the respiratory system, which is obviously so important because we can go, weeks and weeks without eating food. And this is a generalization. I know there's people that have done all kinds of miraculous stuff, but we can go weeks and weeks without eating food. We can go a lot less than that drinking water, basically. Like we can, I mean, people do dry fasting, but yeah, like you want to drink more water than you eat, but just a few minutes without air, then, suddenly everything that has brought us to this point in our life could come to an end. Like we're walking the edge of self, the line between life and death. And that's why the whole respiratory system, and not just breathing, regularly, it's really activating all the different components in the respiratory system, because they too also integrate into all these other systems of our body that we'll be working on. So with that said, into all these other systems of our body, find wherever you are, whether you're sitting up or laying down, it doesn't matter. The idea is basically the same. We want to get the body as still as possible, almost on the verge of going to sleep, while at the same time keeping the mind wide awake. So start relaxing. Start breathing gentle, deep, rhythmic breaths. And as you start to breathe, put a gentle smile on your face. And just for a few moments, feel what that smile feels like. Acknowledge it consciously and recognize how the smile for most of us is something that reminds us of happiness, of joy, of being able to be lighthearted. So smile, breathe deep and gently. Scan your body from head to toe. Seek any kind of points where there's tension or resistance. Just relax into those points if you feel them. And if you don't feel points of tension or resistance, then just start to relax anyway. Feel how your head can just let go. The muscles of your face can soften. Your area around your ears. Let your brain relax. Just totally let it relax. Let your throat and that whole area, just shoulders, your neck, your spine, your chest, your lower back, your abdomen, your pelvic floor, and all the muscles and everything that is connected to that part of you. Just totally let it relax. Your legs, knees, and your feet. When you have a more coherent knowing that you're beginning to feel a lot more relaxed, you're giving your body conscious permission to relax even deeper. And as I mentioned, there's a point where when you get the body so relaxed and so on the edge of almost falling asleep, while at the same time keeping the mind wide awake. There's this beautiful balance that occurs. And if you can get to the point where you can let your body completely go to sleep and keep your mind awake, you enter into a realm that I guess we could call it the subconscious. It's almost like the midpoint between who we believe ourselves to be during our waking states during the day and who and what we really are when we're sleeping, and all those processes that are happening, and what our soul that's animating our body and allowing us to exist. It's the middle point between all of that. And at first, it can be a little bit weird because we haven't really actively done it that much. But with time and continued practice, you start to feel more comfortable with that. And then you trust in your own ability to go deeper. And it's not a state that you need to be into right now. We're going to work on that as we continue to go on. But my point in saying that is when you get into a place that's beyond waking and sleeping, you're not necessarily conscious the way you usually are. And that's the magic of it all, because while we're in states, while we're sleeping at night, you know, when we relax, when we meditate deeply, we take naps, we start breathing. Our breath is being totally run by the autonomic nervous system, and we're not conscious of that at all. And so our breath and our miraculous respiratory system, it's taking air from outside of your body, filling up your lungs, which then turns into a gas that you breathe out. And the complexity of this process is so profound that if we were to become immediately, even just a quarter of conscious of we could be of this process, it would be an information overload, because it is just so many different things happening just in this one system alone, faster than the speed of light, faster than sound. But the beautiful thing is even if we can't be that conscious of it in a waking state, we have the ability to experience a sense of being, a sense of becoming that leads to the ability to really become empowered. When I say empowered, I don't just mean it like, you know, in a very passive way. At first, it might be passive, but as you continue to really trust in the process of life, no matter what's happening, no matter what appears to be going on around you, no matter what the circumstances of your life are presenting, you really begin to trust that and learn how to sustain a sense of calm. Then that kind of calm leads to the remembrance of how powerful all these systems and glands and organs in our body can be when they're all in harmony with each other. Relax deeper. Breathe. Gentle, deep, and slow inhales, exhales. We're going to create a little bit of coherence between the heart and the brain, because for now, it's the best way that many people are finding works to get them into a state where they can experience what's beyond the heart and brain being in coherence with another. Becoming conscious of whole body coherence, where every system of your body is working together and you are conscious of it and you're in awe by it. And even beyond that, what, I call it whole soul coherence. Because then you start becoming conscious of the living geometries of our energy field with a multitude of different geometric expressions taking place in every part of our body. And then eventually feeling and developing new sensory awareness that is inside of us, waiting to be activated. You activate them. And all of these living geometric aspects of the whole of our field become aligned. I often cry when I get into that state because it's so beautiful. Tears of joy, tears of gratitude. Because no matter what is going on, the energy that animates our being is always available to us. And that's the best support system I personally have ever experienced, and many others as well. So focus your energy in the middle of your head. And it doesn't need to be exact. It can be wherever, it's not an exact precision thing right now. It's just putting your awareness into the middle of your head and continue just being really calm. If you are somebody who's able to feel your pulse anywhere in your body, then allow yourself to feel that pulse right in the middle of your head. If you can't feel your pulse, it's okay. Just keep your attention there and know that as we progress, your ability for being able to feel the pulse of your heart beating everywhere in your body is going to be one of the best internal tools that we have available for continuing to develop expanded states of natural consciousness in coherence with the infinite field of life, both known and unknown, that also is always available to us in the form of energy. We can literally absorb the energy of the sun, the galaxy, the universe. We can commune with trees, with blades of grass, insects, birds. We have the ability to commune with all these different creatures. And when we start to do that and they respond in a way, then you both grow, you both share energy together. So while you're feeling the middle of your head, just relax even deeper. Focus the best you can, but don't stress out. Just totally focus in a very gentle way in the middle of your head. Now take your attention that is in the middle of your head and let your awareness and the energy that you're focused on in the middle of your head, let it drop right into your heart. Basically, shift your focus from your head to your heart. Another thing that is a great tool is to allow your awareness, when it drops into the heart, it's almost like your face is there. It's like you can see, hear, feel. Your awareness is literally right in your heart. And that's a very helpful way of connecting to it deeper. But for the time being, just feel your heart. If you can't feel it beat and you want to put your hand to your chest where it is, feel free to do that. Keep breathing. Allow yourself to rest deeper and deeper with the knowing that eventually you're going to be able to let your body go to sleep while your awareness stays wide awake. Now take your awareness and focus both on your heart and in the middle of your head at the same time. Put that gentle smile on your face just for a few moments. And know that your heart and brain are always sending information back and forth to each other. And the more you intentionally create a harmonious state of coherence between the two, the more those lines of internal communication open up. And the flow of information expands and allows your intuition to start really coming up, to become stronger, to become almost like a sense organ itself. Continue relaxing deeper into it. And then feel and know that your heart itself is in between your lungs. And to feel how the lungs basically like hold the heart, guards the heart. They are really, really powerful regulators of everything that happens in our waking lives and when we're dreaming. So as you breathe deeper and deeper, try to breathe even slower than we have been. And focus your awareness on your lungs and how they're breathing. Knowing that whether you're fully conscious or not, they are breathing. And when you are just moderately conscious of them and how they're working without your conscious input, and you start working with them and you regulate your breathing, this causes all the energies that are in this entire area of your body to become amplified. It's almost like the lungs are saying, if you meet me halfway, I'll meet you halfway. And obviously, they're doing it no matter what anyway. But when we do that, when we meet what our lungs are already doing by breathing with them, feeling the air that is coming from the world outside and into our lungs, and then exhaling air and gas out of our lungs into the world, we start becoming more conscious of a very cyclical way of how these systems in our body work. They are very much cycles or circles, but it's more like a spiral than an actual circle. It's like a fractal. As you breathe, the air in your lungs are literally spiraling from top to bottom. And as you exhale it, it's spiraling out of your mouth or nose or both. A gentle smile on your face again. And consciously acknowledge how beautiful and how profound it is that our breath is working with us no matter what, all the time. And their willingness to intentionally want to work even better on our behalf when we begin to focus on them. That's amazing. Especially after doing it consistently for a while. When you least expect it, a breakthrough will occur. And you'll feel your awareness expand. And you'll feel the breathing potential of your very lungs become empowered. And even if you live in a city, or if you are inside of a house or a building or anything like that, and there isn't a lot of airflow, just by getting into these states of focusing on the respiratory system from a place of heart and brain coherence, you upgrade the quality of the air that you intake and exhale just by being in harmony with all these systems. Let's try to just really, really relax as the breath slows down. Let's get your heart and your brain pulsing at such a low frequency. It's just such a relaxed beat that's in your heart, that's pulsing in your head. And that is being regulated by your breathing. When you get really good at forming a conscious relationship with your respiratory system and your lungs, different sensory parts of your being that have been inactive or atrophied start to strengthen. They become more powerful, and they allow you to perceive so much more than maybe you did before. And as you start to really become aware with all these new sensory perception abilities that are in every single one of us, and as you focus on your breathing from a state of coherence, you remember that you're not just inhaling and exhaling the air that's around your body. You have the ability to inhale air from the very universe itself. And you'll know when you do. You'll feel shivers running up and down your spine. You'll feel this state of ecstatic bliss of something. It's way beyond that. It's the universal creativity, the force of life itself is acknowledging that you have chosen to know the greater part of yourself that has been there with all of us through our entire lives, but that maybe we weren't focusing on to the degree that we have the option of right now. And when you know that you have the ability to breathe the energy of the universe, of the galaxy, and you remember these abilities and what it feels like in your body, then you also realize that being aligned and conscious with your respiratory system allows you to purify the very air in and around the physical proximity of your body. You literally can clear the air. You can purify it all around you, between the beat of your heart, between the activated, illuminated, energized, luminous, glowing aspect of the feeling of all of these different components of our being working together and us being conscious of it. That's where we can get into a habit of being, and others will feel it. If you're purifying the air around you, it doesn't mean that you're going to be the filter with a bunch of gunk and stuff from the outside world getting stuck. You're going to alchemize. You're going to be able to transform all of it. And when you do this with a love for life, that with the more you practice, you begin to trust in the process of life unconditionally. You remember that at all moments, life itself is the best teacher. And the more you trust that, the more the states of potential that we all know are possible start to become activated and turn on. And as you become more conscious from a place of really being humble and appreciative of it, the more you begin to embody and exemplify it. You exemplify what these states of inner calm, whole body, whole soul coherence, in harmony with the planet beneath our feet and the infinite universe all around. The more these new senses come on with the support of all of that, when you begin to exemplify that, others in the world will know it. They may not have the full conscious awareness of what's happening, but they will feel and sense the difference. Because you're choosing to create a conscious relationship with all that you are, inside and out. And the choice to do that gives the natural ability to create a new way of being that now more than ever, so many around us are looking for. Everybody wants to remember that they have the ability to heal. And by choosing to know that you already are healed. And the more you feel what it's like to be in a state of perfect, coherent health, the more any resistance or blockages or anything like that will just be dissolving. Like smoke going into the atmosphere, it just disappears and becomes part of it. And it's no longer a part of you. Let's do another gentle smile, maybe a little bit bigger than what we've done so far. And as you smile, just thank your body for truly being the best friend in our lives. Thank your organs and your glands and your muscles and all the tissues of your body and all of the water of your body. Because we are more water than we are subatomic particles. Smile a little bit more. And inside of yourself, give thanks to your heart and brain and to your respiratory system, your lungs, your nose, your mouth, your trachea. Allow yourself to be so humbled and feeling so grateful that you can relax even deeper just for a few moments. We're just going to breathe a little bit longer. We're going to smile a little bit more while we're breathing and are conscious of the sensations that all of that creates. We're going to start gently leaving the depth of the meditation and return to our conscious waking state. That's still in a state of meditation, just not as deep for the time being. And as you start coming back, scan your body, head to toe. And as you more start to return back to the normal waking self, but with a state of coherence, take your hands, put them together in a prayer position, and then gently just start rubbing them together in a circular way. It doesn't matter which direction. Do it a little bit more vigorously and get it warm. Still conscious of everything that's happening. You're feeling the energy build up. in a coherent way, which is very different from energy that builds up in ways that could stress you out. You're feeling the shivers in your spine. Your hands are heating up more and more. And now take them and put them right on your face. Your fingers will cover your eyes. Your palms will cover your cheeks. And allow the warmth you just generated to transfer into all the different acupuncture points that are in your face and connected to all the systems of your body. Let that cohere. Let it activate everything in your body that you feel you need to have right now working in tip-top shape. And it will. When you feel ready, you had your eyes closed, you can open them gently. And the meditation, as I said before, it doesn't end when we open our eyes. It's always there. The only thing in the way is us just sometimes forgetting that. And that's our job. It's our inner work. Just clearing out all the old programs and allowing yourself to be fully conscious with all that you are and all that is. Thank you all for doing that and spending the time with us. If anybody has any questions or ideas or anything that you want to share, please do. And if you don't, it's okay. And also, we do know that all the other people that are on the different platforms, we don't get those comments on this platform on Zoom, but we're going to start getting everything a little bit tighter so that everybody can be on a single platform together, which will make it easier to build a coherent community. How are you doing, Greg?
Calm.
Yes.
You know, it's like that app, Calm, right? You know, but we're not paying for it. This is great. This is
It's
great.
paying us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Seth,
Yeah.
just want to thank you.
Thank you, Seth.
Thank
Very
you guys
good.
so much.
Gotcha.
Pat, and what? It's just the one name I see.
Paul.
I'm Paul. She's Pat.
Paul and Pat. Beautiful.
We met you
Thank-
once. We met you once. Believe it or not, we went up to Dresden, Maine, and it was a busy day, December 4th of I think it was 2020, and we went to the event in Dresden at the beautiful barn.
Yeah.
But you were busy that day, but we got to meet you and Dr. Northrup, and it was great. We went up another time the following summer. I guess it was late June, and we got to meet Kevin Jenkins as well, and as well as Dr. Northrup and others. And the woman, I can't remember her name right now, but she did a lot of research for about 6 months on what was really happening in Maine, and it was very enlightening as to what our enemy is trying to do to us. Anyway, I'll stop now, but I want to thank you for what you.
Yeah. Well, those people are so loving. I mean, the amount of effort that they put into what they feel is going to make the world the best possible state. It's done selflessly by many of them.
Mhm.
And also, I'd like to add that the deeper that we get into these states of consciousness that are expanded both inside and out, the more these bigger kind of dilemmas and questions and things that we're experiencing in the world around us kind of meld into one, as you know. And so the whole thing is like, okay, when you feel the interconnectedness of everybody and everything, and you recognize that at a fundamental level, it's all connected, it's all unified. Then the deeper work of us and them, right? The enemy and the hero, or the ones that just want to be in a state of peace. You recognize that we are them and they are us. And no matter what we perceive them as doing, we have the ability to be the better people, the ones who are consciously and intentionally choosing to embody a higher frequency. And I've seen that state of energy change very dramatic situations that I was in many times over.
Yeah, Pat, my wife Pat read your book.
Yeah.
It was, very open and heartfelt.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to really get clear with my ready. It's like that book was everything that I didn't want anybody to know about me, kind of thing. And so I had to really make peace with everything that happened before I could put that out there. Because the idea is how we... Say that again, sorry.
It took a lot of courage to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're all, it's a mini version of what pretty much many on this planet are going through, right? Like, it's just different levels of awareness, but deep down, it's pretty much all the same. So, but yeah, thank you for saying that. Really appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see you guys again at some point too.
Yeah, we hope so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Hey, Zoran, did you have anything to say? You're on mute. Just click the unmute and go ahead and speak up. Unless you're waving goodbye.
You know what? Somebody's asking on this other platform, what is Freedom Snap, Greg?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, a lot of people actually have been approaching me the past couple weeks and asking that. So Freedom Snap kind of has been a project that I originally thought up years ago that has come into a little bit more fruition as of recent. And it kind of evolved out of necessity because we have, if you want to call them different silos, but within our freedom, spiritual, type communities, we have different silos set up. So the thought with Freedom Snap is to pull everyone together and into one community, like we're even starting right now here, and to be able to just pull everybody together in one community, to network, to provide each other the tools, both in the freedom/patriot aspect, but also spiritual, and even more to allow us to eventually kind of have our own ecosystem. Essentially, there are several features that are in the works on the website that I know if you go over to freedomsnap.org, it's still being developed, but one of the first and foremost things that we have being offered right now, or we're just starting to offer. I know that along sometime in 2022, just last year, a lot of the community here was really intrigued and signed up for the viral video last year that regarding how to hedge against like the inflation and the inevitable collapse of the fiat money system. So Paul, you're mentioning about the, is it that they're doing it to us, or is it that we the people have let it happen to us? I think actually the latter, if you want to take a look at it from that perspective.
I agree.
And yeah, I mean, we let it happen. And, it's really that we can't let these things happen to us, so it's amazing. We have a lot of people waking up now and learning the true history of just the fiat money system and the inevitable collapse, and even right now how to hedge against that with gold and silver. So we would actually be doing a disservice to humanity by not offering any kind of remedy to allow people to get through the upcoming collapse with maybe protecting their wealth with gold and silver. So on that note, we'll be introducing that, and I'll actually go ahead and I'll put a link on your main page, Seth. I'll put a button in case anybody's interested. They can go on to the freedomsnap.org/Seth, and they can click that button that I'll post on there that will allow you to get in the pipeline. But the first offering that we have coming up here is essentially an intro course for an opportunity that allows everyone to start getting into the whole gold and silver and protecting wealth. So, but yeah, the other features that we have going, we'll have essentially networking and directory of people that, for example, if you want to come on board and you're a farmer, you want to provide products, services, I don't know services, but products to, other people, you can network with other like-minded people. And, even through this gold and silver offering, one of the features is called sound money. Okay. We call it God's money, if you will, but sound money, it's a sound money wallet where we can actually transact free of charge, kind of like a PayPal type system, where if I'm buying a whole bunch of corn off of a farmer, I can pay him or her in gold and silver. I can pay him in a, cash, I guess you could say, but all through that sound money wallet ecosystem. And it's completely separate from the public, so we're not using any kind of fiat dollars. Anyway, a lot of great features coming up, and it's under development, so it's going to be exciting in the following months.
Yeah. And you've showed me the back end of everything that you've been working on. It's beautiful. I mean, a lot of effort and time has gone into that. But also too, one of the things that we're doing here is I've been a small business owner for a long time, and being in small business and learning how corporations work, and then looking out at the world and seeing how business essentially it functions as a hierarchy, and no matter what, like it all is like that. And because they operate
Talking about the
under,
pyramid, right?
yeah,
Pyramid system. Take a look on the
it
back of a
all is.
Federal Reserve note, right?
Yes, yeah, it's there for all of us to see. But recognizing that even though I was in the natural foods industry and creating natural health products and all that, I could see how certain supplies and things like that we would buy would come from these really big companies that didn't necessarily have the ethics that we did, and the care and the love for this planet. And so it just led to an obvious conclusion of, business as a whole, globally. It functions like a clunky, broken machine that's just mowing everything down as it goes. Whereas this planet that we're on, our bodies are all living bioorganisms. So what if we make business begin to function in a holistic way, like a natural ecosystem, if you will, without hierarchy, without all that stuff? These are the steps that we're taking to work towards that, because it serves everybody. And so even on these meditations, when we have, we're done and people have questions and we're just going to talk or whatever, we want to help people promote things if they're in alignment with, what they feel is their calling at that time. So it's an everybody, I don't want to say everybody wins. It's everybody, Dr. Northrup said it, community equals immunity. And just because we're not next to each other doesn't mean that we're not together. And so when we work wherever we are together, we start becoming more optimistic. No matter what is coming in the future, we're not as worried about it because we recognize the value, the pricelessness of being conscious with all the systems of your body. So anyway, that's my gold and silverback 2 cents.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, Greg, as well. We appreciate where you're coming from. And we've been trying to learn a lot as well. We also follow Dr. Zach Bush, and he has set up something called the Journey of Intrinsic Health that we've been involved in now for over a year. And it's a great community. And it's interesting because he speaks of things that happen and we have to take ownership of that. It's just like the glyphosate from Roundup and so on, which is now off patent. So everybody's putting it in everything that they put out. And, the fact is, we should take ownership of that. We march against Monsanto, but at the same time, if we didn't buy the products, they wouldn't be selling as much. So it's all about us, as Greg was saying, take ownership of who we are and what we're doing.
Yeah.
And
it really is. It's us and them, right? Like,
yeah,
they're doing it, but so are we. And so the idea, I love Zach Bush, by the way. I love all these people that we've mentioned tonight.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's all coming down to like, okay, they're doing it to us and we're doing it, consenting to it, even if it's unconsciously.
Yeah.
Then it's a dance, right? It's like this little weird and awkward and gawky and sometimes a little bit frightening. But that leads into what I was mentioning of like, if we become the better people, or the ones who choose to exist with higher human virtues that care about love, empathy, compassion, all these different higher virtues than we've been taught to function with, the more we begin to neutralize these things that seemingly are a threat and that have absolutely shown in their past history that they're a threat, but our ability to neutralize it, oh my God, oh my goddess. Oh my
Zach Bush once said that it's good that Fauci came along, because what he did was wake us up. It's good if we all get healthier and as you say, get wealthier so that we can overcome what's happened to all of us and many of us.
Thank you for just being here. Yeah, it's the confluence of us all coming together, heart and soul, without any attachment, that allows a community of people to become stronger and healthier and make decisions that are for the good of the whole.
Exactly.
Also, too, I'd like to mention to anybody who's here and did this meditation with us, my kitty, hold on, say hi.
Big kitty.
Wow.
This is Venus.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good girl. Good kitty.
Oh, how cute.
But yeah, if people liked or loved this video or appreciated, please share it or tag people in it that you feel this would be a good fit for. Yeah, like I said, we're definitely gonna like keep going with empowering all the systems of the body, but we can gladly do other topics in between all of that. I mean, the amount of things that we could focus on are literally infinite. So people have
Well,
ideas.
Seth,
Mhm.
what else do you have on the on board? You mentioned to me earlier with the event venue.
Yeah. So these are going to be live in person as well as streaming online at the same time. I'm going to be doing it regularly where I am in the state of Maine, but we're also going, as it evolves and gets more, we'll be able to do them most anywhere. So it'll take a little bit of time, and it'll be getting people into a connected field, and then followed up with just being present with each other, talking, laughing, enjoying being around other people without judging them or having, this like weird competitive attitude that has been so normalized from modern schooling systems, So it's just a way to really get us to that point where we become, like Dr. Northrup said, community equals immunity, and it does. So, and these things too, they're usually everything we've been talking about tonight. It's the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So we find something that we feel is worthy and we work at it gently and we keep doing it. And then when we least expect it, a breakthrough happens. And it reminds us or shows us that we can keep going and more breakthroughs are going to happen. But it teaches us how to do it in a really humble way. So.
But there is even a very spiritual aspect that you can't help but bring along, where the more and more deeper down the rabbit's hole that you get, the more spiritual and the more the more similarities that you can discern between certain topics.
Like if we have people interested, what's the best way for us to share links or whatever with them, or get something from you
Yeah. Well, the best way would be to get the Zoom link like you guys have. Greg, is the link that we're on now, is that going to be the one that we continue to use throughout?
Yeah, so people can go to freedomsnap.org/Seth.
Okay.
And it has all the information they need to know on there. And that same link, I just updated it today. That same link lasts week in, week out, all the way until the end of the year. So you can actually, there's a link that you can click on it. You can add it to your calendar so you get automatic notifications on your phone or computer or tablet. That's a great way to just kind of, set it and forget it. Well, don't forget it, but set it and get reminded on it.
Can you just repeat, not so much the link, but the part you said just prior to that? Pat's writing it down.
Sure, it's freedomsnap.org.
Yep.
Okay, /Seth.
Okay.
That's a permanent link that has everything on there for the weekly coherence meditations. And like I said, I'll also put that link on there for anybody interested in acquiring, gold and silver and getting on that life-changing journey. So the way that we actually structured that is going along the lines, it's called an LMS, a learning management system. So for anybody that does decide to research and do their own due diligence on that topic, they can go and just follow it through freedomsnap.org/Seth, and you'll be automatically enrolled into the intro course. And there are about 2 hours of video that starts from A all the way to Z and teaches you a lot about how to start up with things. And then beyond that, you become a Freedom Snap member, and we'll have more course offerings.
Good to know. Thank you.
You got it.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to share?
I would say great call, guys. I
Yeah.
mean, awesome conversation. Great. Thank you very much, Seth. I mean, that was very calming, and I'm looking forward to more and more.
Yeah, thank you for helping me host it and do all of that, the tech behind
You
it. I
got it.
appreciate that. So yeah, one last time to everybody listening, if you like it, love it, are interested in it, or whatever, please share it with others. Like the post and share it. And that'd be great. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Bye.
Yeah,
Thanks, everyone.
thank you, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Right.